WandaVision is pretty crazy already, especially that third episode and that fourth episode, which gave us so many answers and gave us a look at the perspective from Sword, which we know we're going to be bouncing back between the sitcom reality and the real world for the rest of the episodes here, which is going to be really interesting to see. But now a new promo or a new trailer has been released for WandaVision, and it says it's an episode 5 promo, but it has footage from episodes we've already seen, plus footage from episode 6 as well. So I suppose that could add evidence to the rumor of Disney releasing the next 2 episodes, episode 5 and 6 on Friday because of the leaks. Then again, I don't know, but, just wanted to throw that in there. And usually I don't break down these trailers because they are usually, pretty small and don't really show us much new stuff. But not only does this trailer show us a bunch of new stuff, but it shows us some big, huge, crazy stuff that we just need to talk about. And I do want to give a spoiler warning because this stuff is kind of spoilery. But then again, it doesn't give away too much. So you've been warned. But anyway, like I said, the trailer will be linked in the description so you can check it out for yourself. But without further ado, let's jump into this thing. As we start off this trailer at the same place episode 3 and 4 ended, with Geraldine or Monica on the ground just being launched out of the sitcom reality. And this is really interesting because then we also see another shot of Darcy. That's something we saw in episode 4. But then this is where a real interesting point gets brought up. That was kind of obvious, but I don't think we really thought about it too much. But now that Monica is back in the real world, as Director Hayward says here in the trailer, we now have first-person perspective on what is going on in there. Because before this, they didn't know what was going on in that separate reality. They just knew that people kept getting sucked in, and then that they never saw them again. But now that Monica has been in there, and she's gotten out, they can directly ask her what went on in there. And we saw evidence of that at the end of episode 4 when she was like, it's Wanda, it's all Wanda. So I'm really interested to see what kind of intel she has, or maybe she completely has amnesia and she doesn't remember anything. Who knows? But there's another shot of Geraldine in the show as they're watching it, and then this is what makes me think that maybe she doesn't remember anything, because she's in a hospital bed, which makes sense because she did get shoved through 4 different walls in her way back into the regular reality. So probably has a broken back or something at that point. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe this is actually her getting her powers. Maybe that travel through the realities actually gave her powers to when she eventually becomes Photon or Spectrum, whichever name they actually choose. Then another shot we saw in episode 4. But some of the best shots there. This is a new shot. This, I believe, is taking place in the 90s, maybe, just based off the hairstyles, kind of. But that's really interesting there. Another shot, we saw that in the intro for episode 3. Vision in his Halloween costume again, which I believe is from episode 6. And this is the episode I'm really excited for, because not only are we going to be getting to see them in their Halloween costumes, but I feel like some crazy stuff is about to go down in episode 6. Then another shot from the Halloween episode, something from the next episode, I believe, where it seems Agnes is treating this as an actual sitcom, where she says, oh, let's take it from the top, when you're shooting a scene, and then it's oh, we messed up, so let's take it from the top and start over. So does she, know it's a sitcom, or I don't know. That we've seen before. This, a lot of people have been theorizing about, is maybe episode 6, or 7, where Wanda, she realizes that she can control this reality, and then she kind of just flips through all of the different decades, because there's some footage we've seen from these black and white decades that we never saw in those episodes. So this is where we could possibly be seeing that. And then this is probably the biggest moment of the whole trailer, where we see Vision. He is full-on regular Vision at this point, with the cape and everything, not wearing regular human clothes like he has been. And he says, what is outside of Westview? And you can see he's approaching the barrier here. And then he literally tries to break through. And this is pretty crazy. I'm going to talk about this more later, though, because there's another shot of this later in the trailer. So this is pretty crazy, because we know he's been suspicious, but I guess he's going to find out everything and maybe enlighten everybody about the fake reality that's going on here. This we saw at the end of episode 4. This, it looks like Sword is sending in tanks into the sitcom reality. Like, I wonder what that's going to turn into as, like, a sitcom thing. Like, is that just going to turn into, like, I don't know, like a garbage truck or something? Who knows? Because I don't think a giant sword tank would really fit in with the whole sitcom vibe, but we'll see. Then, again, there's that director, Hayward, who I'm very suspicious of. This guy seems very, very evil. And you see there's like a red glow. So maybe Wanda has come back into the real world and she is full on evil. And that's why they all look super scared and, surprised and everything. Then, the words that show up in trailers, we usually don't pay attention to too much because it's pretty much just describing stuff we already know about. But the words in this trailer are very specifically interesting because it says life could be perfect when it's made just for you. And we know that this sitcom reality was made just for Wanda. But the big question is, did she create this herself? Or did some other entity, like maybe Mephisto, create it for her and has trapped her inside? That's the big question here. But we know now that it has been made specifically for her. And this is all about Wanda. So that is really interesting. This, I believe, is a shot from episode 6 or 7, where it looks like the episode based off of Modern Family, where they do kind of like the mockumentary interview type things. I just watched an episode of Modern Family the other night, so it's that kind of thing that it seems like is going on here. So that's cool. And then this, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think it is maybe Wanda coming through the barrier, maybe. Because it does look kind of reddish and scarlety. I mean, you can't really tell. It's not really that clear, but that's what I think is going on there. And then we get a crazy shot of Wanda. It looks like she's in her full Scarlet Witch outfit with her leather jacket and everything. The same suit she wore in Infinity War. I mean, this could be her new suit, but you don't see any headpiece there. So, I don't know. I mean, this could also be something she's just wearing in the sitcom reality. Then Vision, he is fully suited up. It looks like he is, I don't know. This is just really weird. But from what we've heard, Vision is going to be kind of the character like playing a role similar to Wolverine in the House of M story, where Vision, he finds out the truth. He realizes that this is not right. This reality is fake. And then he's going to be going around enlightening people and basically filling people in on what's happening. So that's what I think is happening there. And it looks like we may actually be getting a battle between Wanda and Vision, possibly, because we know Wanda doesn't want this to end. She doesn't want this reality to end. She knows that it's fake, but she doesn't want to lose Vision all over again. And then she actually, transforms this car and everything. So maybe she's escaped into the real world and is turning the whole real world into a sitcom, maybe. I don't know. And then this is the shot I wanted to talk about, because as you can see, Vision is successful in crossing the barrier. And, he doesn't look too happy about it. He looks in pain, and then he, falls to his knees. So maybe he is, somehow connected to this reality, because obviously we know he is dead, and we clearly saw that at the end of episode 4 with literally zombie Vision standing there. But maybe outside of this reality he can't exist. He only exists inside this reality, which is really interesting because, like Monica, she was able to get out because she doesn't belong in that reality. She belongs in the real world. But maybe Vision can't escape. Which makes me sad, because that makes me think that maybe this will be the last time we see Vision in this show. But I'm hoping that somehow they rebuild him and we get maybe at least White Vision going forward in the MCU, but we'll have to wait and see on that. And then we get a crazy shot of a pilot, looks like going into the barrier, into the sitcom world. And then we also see a helicopter with the whole force field, the whole energy field of that barrier it looks like it's getting bigger, like it's expanding, which is really interesting because as we saw from Jimmy Woo's whiteboard in the last episode, Westview and that barrier was only within like a 5-mile radius. So definitely looks like it's getting bigger. And then this is another shot that looks like possibly a Wanda versus Vision battle. I don't know why. Just looks like they're not too happy with each other. And then that is where it ends. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was insane. This trailer was just absolutely crazy. Some of the stuff in this trailer was quite revealing. Some of this stuff was like just super confusing that I have no idea what's going on. So definitely let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about everything that just unfolded in this trailer? Let me know all your theories and all that good stuff about WandaVision. So thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video and hit the subscribe button so I can keep up to date on everything that goes on in the Marvel life.